Hello, hello. Let's see if that works. Cool. Yeah, sorry about that. I was in Taiwan for a bit and I forgot how my streaming setup worked, apparently. But now it's working. So, since when can you stream on LinkedIn? Great question. Zar Zavin. Um, I don't know, but apparently you can. I saw it pop up in the restream interface, and so I did it. Hi, hey, Zervin. Good to have you here. We're gonna be trying out Devin today, which is what I was explaining before I realized my mic wasn't on. But we're gonna be trying out Devin. I tried it earlier today. I did 2 things, and I think it was pretty successful at one, very successful, exceedingly successful. And then the other thing it kind of failed on, and it was kind of like something I think the devs could fix relatively easily. It needed to update a dependency, and it was like, I can't do that. And then I was like, okay. And I stepped in and I did it for it, but it didn't work. So yeah, we're gonna be trying out Devin. Let's see. Should probably save this work, but we're not gonna do this right away. Maybe I won't. So the issue I wanted to solve, we're gonna give it some real hard issues too. Let's do left half here. Pull up my Slack, and I'll do kind of a side-by-side view. I need to find a good channel where I can just mess around in without fear of it leaking to stream. I'll just create a channel called Devin. Ooh, it's already taken. Devin chats. Yeah, I would say it's maybe a bit unclear how to use some of this. All right. So, Devin is mostly a Slack bot. And so we're gonna be using it like a Slack bot. So first we have to add Devin to the channel. Add a channel. And that's the main thing. If can I make this smaller in Slack? If I can make it like slightly better. All right, we'll keep it mostly in right half, left half. All right, take a look. Devin. So earlier today, Devin did yeah, this PR, add manual edit conflict detection. And it did it wrong, but in a way that, you know, is pretty common for contributors to the project. So I'm not really surprised by the way it did it, but it was wrong. So we're going to redo this PR, but this time I'm going to update dependencies for it so it doesn't complain about updating dependencies. Yeah, let's get to it. I think maybe my full screen isn't shown here, so let me adjust that. There we go. Zohaib, what up? How's it going? Yeah, it did a pretty decent PR, you know. It figured out TS circuit, which is kind of hard to do, but we're gonna ask it to do it again because it didn't nail it. Okay. And we're gonna help it out a bit because I know from my last conversation it had an issue with the dependency. So this is still a fresh task. I'm just gonna manually update this dependency for it, but we're still basically on a fresh task. The issue we're doing is emit a warning or error if manual edit selects a component that has a PCBX or PCBY specified. And then maybe I'll add just a little bit to this issue. So this is a pretty hard issue because you don't just like throw an error. You have to like insert an error into a database. It's kind of complicated. So we're gonna give Devin a run for its money. So earlier today, the successful PR it did was this one. And it did the first part of the PR where you need to create an error object. I'm going to copy that out just to add it to this issue to give it a little bit more context. We'll do some hard stuff too. Bolt is better than Devin. Bolt is that thing by StackBlitz, right? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried Bolt, so I don't know. Maybe I'll give Bolt a try. But have you used Devin, Zohib? Something tells me you didn't spend $500 on it. So give me those sources, you know? Yeah, boom, roasted. That's right. All right. So that's the manual edit error. I'm gonna remove this part because it did that part. I'll remove the whole checklist. Okay. I think this is enough context for it to figure it out. This is gonna be a hard PR, so we'll see. We'll watch it. Yo, Absi, what's going on? So I'm gonna pull the latest version of core locally, and I'm gonna do a very, very quick PR. I'm just gonna update the circuit JSON dependency because apparently it does not want to update its own dependencies. It doesn't want to update dependencies on your project. I don't know, maybe that's a security vector, but on a multi-repo project, it's pretty important. I have a lot to say about this, so I'm gonna try not to be too sporadic with my my comments because I have a lot to say. But yeah, let's just so update circuit JSON dependency. We're just gonna do this as a micro PR. Do you know that Bolt is open source? I didn't know that. So you meant better from a software freedom perspective? I think I can agree with that. I don't mind paying for things though. Hello, sir. It me, Anch Grover. What up, Anch? I like your intro. Yeah. So for whatever reason, Devin doesn't have the ability to update dependencies. So before we can do anything huge, we need to give it that. We need to update its dependency for it. Up to. And then how we're gonna get this started? I'm just waiting for this guy to pass. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! When do we get to Devin? Am I back in SF? Hell yeah! Of course I am. Where do you think I could get a green screen in friggin' Taiwan? What are you, a madman? I could probably buy one, but circuit JSON has no exported member. Source simple push button. Sad. We still cannot test. I could find another issue. You know what? F it. It takes a while to run. Let's find another issue, and I will fix whatever the bug is while we wait, because it is not fast. Devin is not fast. It's fast relative to you junior contributor slowpokes. You know who I'm talking about. When will we get to use Devin? It's basically going to go in order of the contributors with the highest star counts. So that's to give you over the month. So that can give you a little bit of a sense. I don't know if you can use multiple Devins at the same time. I think you only can use one Devin. Is Warp worth using? Yeah, I like Warp. I don't know. Like, what else are you using? It's not going to be worse. I don't think it's going to be worse. So, yeah, go for it. All right, let's find an issue. Let's take a bounty. Let's steal a bounty, you know? Maybe I can make Devin worth it just by getting rid of bounties. I don't have to pay Devin any more than the $500 I already paid it. Find a somewhat easy-ish one. Okay, we just looked at that. Implement rotations and move. That's a hard one. That's too hard. And showing a rat's nest. If a trace is connected to a net, should the nearest point in the net. That's a hard one. SMT pads disappear when PCB rotation is equal to 180. Not a bad one. I think I did a whole video on this. So Devin can't watch the video, but it is a pretty easy one. Oh, silkscreen lines. Kind of knowing the capabilities of Devin, I think maybe it could get 10% of these. What extension are you using for AI in VS Code? I use Cursor. Yeah, I use Cursor most of the time. Somebody already did this. This should be closed. Oh, maybe I need to say hide claimed, hide attempted. I don't know, guys. We might have to look at an unbountied issue. Support 4-pin crystal. That's also very visual. We can see how it does on a visual thing. Whatever, man. Whatever. I don't care. Oh, man. I don't know if it's going to get this. This is a hard one. So what it has to do is create this. Ooh, this might be too hard. This might be too hard. We already have a symbol for the 4-pin variant. So this is incorporating the symbol. All right, we'll try it. It's going to be so hard, though. It does better than I would expect on multi-repos, but it's not that good. And I don't think it can update dependencies, but we'll give it another try. Edit this in the ES circuit props repo. Or say add this. So it will work across multiple repositories. But for it to work across multiple repositories, what's my monthly spend on AI tools? It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I think like 20% of our burn rate goes to AI tools. So I'm literally just an AI feeding engine over here. Yeah, we spend a lot of money. Because a lot of the contributors also have AI keys. And some of them spend a lot of money, you know? Do you know about Sora? Sora, a new video model from OpenAI? I've never heard of it. You want a Sora review? Then go to yesterday, all right? That was hot news yesterday. Devin was released today. Devin is hot news today. All right, so I'm going to first show you guys how to add a new repository to Devin. And kind of interesting. Why would I want to do that? You go to library, then you go to like somewhere in here there's like repos, Devin's workspace maybe. Yeah. And then we can find a repository. So we're gonna add props because that's the other repo it has to work with. Oh, those are repos we already have. So let's find a new one. ts-circuit/props. Use it on my PRs. Maybe. I don't know. Who gets the bounty? Who gets the bounty if Devin finishes your PR? What I would love to do is have literally everybody's PR go through Devin. Like Devin reviews it or something. But they don't have that yet. You guys make so many almost nobody merges on the first try. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Some people do. And if you merge it without, if you get an approval and I didn't leave one comment, good job. Good job. So what I just did was installed Bun. So I taught Devin how to install Bun. And that's actually all I need to do. It says optional. I've linted run tests, so you can run tests. I guess we have a test, so run Bun test. And we might have a format action too. You can see I'm working. This isn't my VS Code. This is an embedded VS Code that Devin has bundled in their app. Devin uses VS Code. We'll run a bun run format. Okay, done. So now it knows the command. It knows the commands I use. It's the easiest Easiest way to say that. And it saved it. It saved that Docker container. And if I want, I can copy and I can test to make sure that these commands work. But I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to hit done, done. And then using all of that stuff I just showed it, I guess it got some of these wrong. Bunax format. Yeah, all right. So it's like generating some repo notes. Here guidelines, yeah. Some of these are really useless. I don't know why it says PR should not be in the draft state. I mean, I guess that's fine. Yeah, that seems fine. So we're putting some notes. This is like context. So you are not talking about me, I think. I'm talking about, hey, I'm talking about it. A little bit of everybody. Except Shibo. I love Shibo. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of people do really good work. A lot of people do really good work. You know. I have no favorites. So yeah, anyway, it takes a while. So why don't we fix that little type error while we wait for Devin to stop being slow. So we got a type error on this update dependency PR. I'm just gonna run type check. Oh, we have a bunch of little issues. Is this source simple push button, source simple put? I don't know. Did I fix anything just now? Is there something required? What is going on? I don't understand this type error. Is this a source simple push button? Source simple push. Oh, it's a lowercase b. Somebody fixed the casing of a b. That's what happened. Okay, then we got another issue here. This is from code that is not relevant. I think I fixed it all. Thank you, Andrew. Too little, too late, but thank you. All right, I forgot to stash my changes before I did this branch. Or like, yeah, I think I forgot to stash. So now I'm dealing with like random shit. Let me do, we're just gonna nuke it and start over because I'm pretty sure it was just that uppercase, lowercase b that was the problem. Yeah, that is the only real error. Good eye though on that lowercase, uppercase b. Good job. Proud of you. All right, we have got that fixed. And now Devin can do the original issue we wanted to do. Fix push button type. Okay. All right, so Devin has loaded our TS circuit props repo. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, yeah, nothing else to do. Let's get started. Let's ask it to implement this. In the TS circuit props, I kind of want to say TS circuit props repo. I hate typos. Has nothing to do with how good it understands. I'm a little worried. Enable using the 4-pin variants. I'm a little worried it's not gonna know the symbol name. I'm gonna be helpful because I want it to be successful. You know? I'm gonna write a good issue. Alright, crystal. And then I promise we will run it. Okay, apparently we don't have that crystal 4-pin variant. Let's see it here. Crystal. I wonder if it's good enough to introduce that in SVG that's that complex. Also kind of surprised we don't have it. I mean, we can just add this repo. gotta fill. Crystal. Man, I thought somebody did that. Maybe they didn't merge. Add 4-pin crystal. Ooh, requested a review 3 weeks ago. And then I said this. Then they did it. And then I accepted it. And it was closed because it had conflicts. Well, am I ever going to run, Devin? Bro, Mark Clow has launched another startup. Go to his website. You're obsessed with Mark Clow, my friend. I don't care about this Mark Clow guy. The number of minutes I think about Mark Clow is equivalent to the number of times you mention him. I literally do not don't know who it is. They're just not somebody I think about. Let's ask Claude to handle this merge conflict. I don't have time for this. Handle this merge conflict. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, whoever this NI999 person is, you missed out on a bounty. Oh, they're not even signed up for Algora. Sad. All right, while this is going on, I guess I'll load in schematic symbols for Devin. Maybe it'll use that context. I know. Sevi, when are you gonna start? When are you gonna do the thing? Just do the thing. I can hear you. Just do the thing. It is pretty cool when it runs. You can see everything it's doing. This is gonna be a 2-hour bait and switch where I never actually run Devin. You will be surprised what his new startup he launched you will be surprised what new startup he launched. I don't know. I don't feel teased enough. Maybe you could try to sell it a little harder. I'm not sure. You know, it's like, you know, what think about from my perspective, what entices me? I like hardware, I like electronics. Is he going to do that? Nah. Probably selling another template. Doesn't sound that good. Doesn't sound that good. All right, same thing. I literally have to do this every time. You would think they would auto detect this, but I got to install bun. We have 160 repos. This is actually quite arduous, I would argue. Just get my bun template going. We've got a bun lock file. We are obviously using bun, I would say. All right, we can also lint and test. Do we have tests? Guess we have tests. I'm a little afraid to run them, though. Run test. Yeah, these take a while to run because it runs a lot of snapshots. Should I format too? Bun run format. So we're teaching it, you know? We're teaching. Upkeep. Done. That one's gonna work. Repos, schematic symbols, and all you have to do is do bun-i. Nah. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work on this one. This one is like all about SVGs. It's very visual. If it could introduce a new symbol, my mind would be blown. He launched a course called Code Fast. You know what? I was right. That's not that interesting. It's just like courseware. It's like you know, it's like I'm in high school and you're trying to explain why like an action figure is really cool. Oh, Claude, you messed up my thing. All right, you know what we're gonna do? F the symbols because it's taking too long. We're gonna go to the OG issue, which should be ready to merge. A guy with a large internet following selling courses? How did he pull it off? I agree. I agree, Zargan. What is up with this guy? Yeah, he's kind of just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It honestly, if you're in software and making money, that doesn't alone get you respect. You have to do a hard thing. You have to do something that I'm like, how the F did they do that? And then I'm like interested. But like, look, no offense to the guy, but it's just not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Do something so hard that like I literally cannot figure out how you did it, right? At least not at a glance. Levels has done that. Levels builds like trains his own AI. You know, he runs AI infrastructure. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Money, not impressive to me. It's not impressive. Girls on OnlyFans make like 40 million a year. Like, also I know like 225K sounds like a lot of money, but like it's not that much. Like IRL 225K, you're putting that away every year at Meta, you know, and you get free food at work, and you don't have to pay sales tax or whatever income tax. Like I'm like literally after tax, Meta employees get that like that much, or whoever, any of the tech companies. Not to diminish the, I mean, it's a big deal for him, but like, you know, it's not hard tech. It's not hard tech. All right, enough about the guy with the stash or whatever. Let's do the issue. Okay, so how you do an issue is I say at Devin, please do this issue, and then I'm gonna give it a link to. Assuming I actually merge. Yeah, I'm all merged. So please do this issue, and we're gonna link it to the issue. Emit warning, blah blah blah. This is a hard problem. Okay, so we tagged Devin. We said please do this, and now we can open up a thread, and Devin's gonna chat with us, and we can monitor its progress. So look at it. Do you know Circuit versus Sevi? Are we in their category? Do you know Circuit verse? Yes, Circuit verse. If you don't know Circuit verse, no, there's a lot of hard company. Like Levels has never done hardware. But he's cool. He does stuff that's very impressive with the models. I haven't seen this Mark Lau guy. I think he does like boilerplates and stuff like that. And it's like I wouldn't need to look up that much to do that. You know what I mean? And like selling a course, like. Plus, there's that old adage. You know, I'm beating him up for no reason now. There's that old adage though, like if you can't do teach, you know what I mean? So like, no. Anyway, okay, so I'll check out blah 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 and get started on it, and then it's running startup commands. Startup commands completed. So it's basically pulling the repo and starting to do the issue. Actually, don't know why we're not seeing anything going on right now. Oh, it might have broke too. I haven't seen it break yet. Oh, Devin is thinking. Mark Lau is obsessed with code fast, ship fast. He can't launch something hard, and neither can his followers. I'll first work on a plan. Like, you should be able to have a dog shit landing page and still sell your product, right? And like, and Stripe isn't that hard. I actually don't like integrating Stripe. I think it's harder than it needs to be. I think it was easy when it was created. Like they set the bar, but I don't think it's that easy anymore. All right, we're not gonna confirm its plan. It's too much effort, so we're just gonna let it go off. I think waiting for confirmation is more of a way to save money. I don't think it's like I don't want to slow down the process. As you can see, it takes a while. I don't know if I can see what it's doing. I can't see what it's doing right now. Bro, the Devin landing page is so good. How you get people like me to spend $500 on it. This has to do probably, yeah, I mean, actually, it's pretty hard to make this worth it because I already use Aider when I'm coding, and I'm very fast at using Aider. So, the thing I am most looking forward to doing with Devin is using it from my phone. So, because I do like to code, or I like to work while I'm mobile. This would have been great when I was traveling. They're using Astro. I haven't used Astro, but I don't know. I've heard good things. I don't have any hot takes for Astro today. Astro's like, oh, thank goodness. Sevi with his massive LinkedIn following of one guy. Oh, bored. I'm gonna see if I can fix this issue while this is going on. I'll hide it behind my head, all the real work, so you guys can look at Devin in awe. While that's going on, I'm gonna fix a merge conflict. Yeah, like this is where, like, you know, if you can't use it in parallel, like, you know, we're all fighting over like one engineer essentially. I don't know, maybe it works in parallel too. I don't see any reason why it couldn't work in parallel. You pay for compute, so, in addition to your 500. Can we use Astro for our docs or blogs? You know, once we have real docs, we can maybe do that. But until we have like actual content in our docs, we're not gonna fuck around with different technologies, because people fuck around with different technologies to get out of doing actual work, which is writing docs. I'll also say, like, in my experience, the best thing you can do with when people want to rewrite is like let the like the key maintainers of whatever project, you know, if somebody's done like 100 PRs to docs, then like, of course, if they want a different technology, they can basically do it because they're doing all the work. Like, but like right now, docs has no leader, maybe a NAS, done a lot of docs. Ooh, I can already see it going down a bad path. Ooh, oh, ooh. Maybe it's okay. It's like watching a slow motion train wreck. We're gonna fix a merge conflicts while this is going. I think their website is hosted on Vercel. Man, I hate Husky. Unterminated string literal. Yeah, how is this generated? This repo got a little complicated. Generate. Ooh. This repo got a little bit complicated at some point. Generate symbol. Just want to regenerate that file. Oh, why you make me do this work? Generate base symbol name. Good. I hate merge conflicts. All right. Yeah. Zeron says, so it looks like LinkedIn is adding everything I say as a comment on the stream's post. I wonder if my entire network is reading these. Okay, but can they see other comments for the stream? Is it like you're talking to yourself on LinkedIn? Hey, your messages haven't been so bad, though. They look like acceptable. Although, like, some people, you know, recruiters might be judgy about somebody who's watching a stream on LinkedIn. I have no idea. Or maybe it'll be a good thing. I don't know how that signals. I have no idea. Are we done? Devin is adding the error emission logic. Elapsed time. It's still going. Oh, maybe we should try to run some Devin in parallel. This is too much. It's too much waiting. I actually like this when I'm working on other things, but like, I think you guys would be a little confused. I can do the context switching, but I don't think it's good stream. And this is hot content right here. All right, do we merge? I'll keep Devin up. Still thinking though. Let's see, add 4-pin. So I reopened this. And I solved the merge conflict. So I think we're good. Nice. So what's the name? The name of this new 4-pin. I don't know how good it is at reading other repos. I don't have a good sense of its boundaries. I don't want it to fail though, because as you can see, it takes like 5 minutes each run. So it's like the cost of failure is high for my attention span. I'm just gonna paste the symbol name. Go for it. It's called Crystal 4-pin. 4 is good enough. This could be a separate issue. I could convert this into an issue. Let's try doing this. Let's try converting this into an issue. Make life a little easier. We'll transfer it to the correct repo. And then we'll ask Devin to do it. And this will probably be a win, because this is like pretty simple. It's basically just adding some stuff to the spec. Go back to Slack. By the way, everything it's doing, it's putting in this thread in Slack. So let's go back. Say, Devin, can you do this issue? And maybe it'll start parallel threads here. I think it did. I think it can do it in parallel. So that's good. Yeah. So theoretically, if you're like a really good PM, you could like start up 5 Devin threads at once. I'm excited to do this on mobile, because so far this is mostly something I could do on mobile. It's not perfect because these URLs are kind of hard to get on mobile. But man, I just want to work from my phone, lay in bed. All right, it looks like it has almost finished our first task. So how can I organize this? Let's do this. I'm going to put each active Devin session up in a window like that. And I'll try to stay tuned and we'll open those PRs. But I'll try to keep it relatively clean. Close that. All right, this one we don't have open yet. So we'll open this guy. Put in a new tab. Okay, he's checking out the issue. Thinking over here, working over here. I don't know, we could try to do a third issue. Let me see if I have anything. There might be some easy ones in props. It's a pretty good one. This one's really hard because it has to like go through a bunch of like issues. But let's try it. Why not? It burned quite a bit of dosh on that. So at Devin, please fix this issue. And now we're going to have a whopping 3 Devin threads going. Just burning money. All right. All 3 Devin threads are going. 3 different issues. Varying levels of difficulty. Many times they have to access several links. Maybe we'll do graphics after this. You know what? Let's add a 4th. Very easy to get bored waiting on these things. Schematic symbols. Let's have it create a symbol. See if it can do visual work. It would be insane if it could do this, though. It would be nonsensical if it could do that. This one is so hard. This one is so hard. Give it to Devin. It's not going to get this one. That is so hard. You know, maybe we shouldn't go that hard. That's hard for anyone. Does Devin provide a preview like Bolt? Probably. It has a web browser. Let me see. I'll show you in a sec. Let's get this one started. I'm probably doing too many. I'm probably gonna lose track. Devin. Whoops. Devin, please do this. I edited this comment, so it might not get picked up. I don't think it's gonna get picked up because I edited. That's a good bug for the Devin developers. For all the Devin developers in this call. You saw it. I like Stack Blitz a lot, by the way. So like I'd be pretty down to check out Bolt. Isn't Bolt free? Is Bolt free? All right. All right. Let's calm down here. We got a lot of threads now. We got 4 Devin threads. Yeah, I'll show you. You can look at like the browser, so you can see a bunch of stuff it's doing. Like I can go over here. I can look at the shell, see what it's typing into the shell. I can look at the browser. You have Devin's view. You can look at the editor, the planner. I don't know why these are all empty though. Maybe it doesn't currently have them open. Ask Devin to create an e-commerce website. You know, I bet Mark Lau would really like to do that. I want to do practical things. I don't know. I get it, you know. I get it. But these are real issues, right? This is testing how it really replaces a developer. I get that we want to see like some impressive demo, but the thing is building an e-commerce site is actually easy relative to understanding a code base about electronics and web, right? Oh, Devin is awaiting our response. I've reviewed the code base and found that the chip component currently supports which should 2-pin and blah 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 blah. Chip variant. Gonna make me do PM work. Let's see. Introduce prop pin variant 4-pin. Oh yeah, I didn't really specify what to add this to. Okay, so we want to add it to crystal props, not chip props. But that's a pretty reasonable thing to be confused about, and that's a pretty reasonable response that I would give to like any contributor. I can't believe how long this is the first one we did. It is. Oh no, we got a PR. We got a PR. Our first Devin PR today. All right, so it's failing CI, failing tests. Oh, maybe it didn't. Did it? It said CI failed, so Devin is working. So it's not done. It's not done. But let's see what it's got so far. Bolt is using ChatGPT under the hood. I have no idea what Devin uses. Okay. It added it to the docs. That's not bad, actually. Has explicit coordinates. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so has explicit coordinates. I don't know what this 0 thing is. That seems like a bug. Manual placement. Well, I don't totally understand that, but looks good. If it doesn't break tests, I'm okay with that. I don't get this 0 thing, but I'll ignore that. Has explicit coordinates. If has explicit coordinates, compute PCB props transfer. So it's Getting rid of PCB rotation. Oy. Ooh, why'd you remove that, man? If manual placement compose. Wait, this is crazy. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, it broke tons of stuff, of course. That was crazy code. Work harder. I mean, CI will keep breaking on it, so. I told it in the repo notes, I told it to run individual tasks, because when it runs the full suite, it takes a while. But I don't know. It kind of had to run the full suite to figure that out. All right. I like what it's saying here. It's saying I did stuff. What is this? We need to move the manual edit file type from CS circuit. Can you share? Oh, okay. So it needs some information because I don't think I have it in the repos list. Am I getting more done? I don't know. I don't think this, I think this is better than like first week contributors, but like, I don't know if it's better than like 6-week contributors. If I had to place it so far. All right, so it wanted, can I just add this repo? It's supposed to be able to browse files, so it should be able to do exactly what I'm doing right now. It's a little disappointing. Got types, index. Why am I looking for this file for you? I'm gonna tell it what I would tell a junior engineer, which is you can start by looking here. And you know, all that code is executed in your browser and not on the server. This is the thing called web containers, and it is JavaScript specific, and it means you can only create around it. I have actually built applications with web containers. So thank you. It was very informative. I think everyone here benefited from me reading that. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess that is like a nice perk that it runs completely in the browser. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I like StackBlitz. I like the approach. But StackBlitz isn't like a company designed to do exactly one thing. Devin, their entire company is built around doing this right. So, and look, I'm not like a shilling them right now, right? So, we're just trying them out. Yeah, web containers is StackBlitz's main project, but not AI assisted development. They were working on web containers before that was even like a notion anybody had in their heads. I hope it has to do more research. So I really hope. I don't know, man. Agents can go wild. I think that's the biggest problem with agents. What GitHub props issue? This one should be pretty easy. All right, let's give it a review. This is not a hard one. Okay, import Z pin variant, 4-pin, 2-pin, pin variant, crystal props pin variant. Yeah. I would maybe throw in the default here. That's not a big deal. So I can leave comments on this PR and it'll address them. Yo, Lewis Sinhober. What up, what up, what up? How's it going? We're playing with Devin. Kind of surprised you wrote a test for this. We don't usually write tests in this repo. Not upset about it, but kind of necessary. Cap, my one's good. That was the by far the easiest PR we requested though. Let's see if it shuts itself off because I pay for every minute in credits. I pay for every minute this runs. Even V0 is a ChatGPT wrapper, but it does not use web containers because the code is all executed on the server. Yeah. I don't know if I have anything to add to that. That is accurate. I think yeah, we're trying to figure out what we want to do with TS circuit right now because we also execute. We have the same thing where you can type in a circuit board you want, and we try to, you know, generate a circuit. So we got to figure out if we're going to do that inside web containers or whatever. I probably would do it inside a web container. It's just easier to scale. Not because it's best, because it's easiest to scale. You don't have to worry about like the server going down or anything like that. But server is better, right? Because dude, I want to work from my phone. All right, we got 3 Devins going. This one is by far the hardest. Or it's probably it's probably the second easiest for a human and second hardest and first hardest for Devin because it has to create an SVG for this one. So I feel like it took a really long time to say this. Thanks. I'll check that URL. You have to look around. You can't just check that URL. I wish it was more clear about that. Yeah, you should use web containers because it uses React and will be super useful and cost effective. I agree. I agree. You know, you have some good takes, Zohaib. You have some good takes, but then you like Mark and, you know. I guess what I'm saying is I love you despite your flaws. Oh, fix the tests. Fix transformation logic to correctly handle flipped components. That's funny. I think it was right before. Ensure the proper order of operations. I don't know. You don't even have to do anything with transforms. You literally don't have to do anything with transforms. I'm also like waiting on your PR link. I'm waiting my response. I have to scroll all the way up here. The UX faux pas. Yeah, let's see what it changed. It overcomplicated it. Okay, this is fine. We like this. We like. Although it's weird that it changed the condition from undefined to 0. Or, I don't know. I don't really get it. And like, I don't get why it does this. Oh, wait, does it? What is going on here? If manual placement. If manual placement, these are our coordinates. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Oh. You don't have to do any of this. Oh, so it's like kind of right. All right. So how do we explain this? Keep all the transformation logic the same. The only thing we need to do is insert that error in the DB. Everything else is fine as is. Okay, so Devin will comment with an emoji eyeball when it sees my comment. I've noticed it misses my comment sometimes, but I think in this case it did see it. Yeah, it says Devin is thinking, so it's thinking about what I said. And we'll check in on that when we're ready, I guess. All right, I've completed doing the thing. Please review. Devin is waiting my response. I don't know if, I don't know, terminate session. We're done. It was fine. Devin, dev out. It's pretty funny, actually. Do they say that? You pull that from somewhere? I like that. Not what it means. Dev dash in. All right. So far it's I don't know. It's kind of 1-for-1. It's like I'm managing a team of like 4 engineers. Honestly, this should be like a requirement for like dev training. You have to manage 3 Devins. Kind of want to start a new task. So theoretically, the optimum. Let me think about this. So there's some number of optimal. So you have like, let me think. So what you want is to always be reviewing, right? But Devin takes some time to run. So how do you know what the optimal number of windows to have is? Or is it just how much you can keep in your memory? Let's think this through. All right, so let's say Devin on average takes this long. How do you do time? I think I need like actually like one of those square diagrams. So basically Devin executes for some amount of time, probably like 5 minutes before it needs a review on average. And you want to always be reviewing. And so your review takes some amount of time, right? So you want to basically have something like this where you're always reviewing. And then the number is based on the ratio of these 2 times. Right? Is that fair to say? So we want to always have a red box. We approximately always have a red box. I give myself a little bit of dead time. Because the noise is also really important. That's too much math for me to do at this late hour. But see, we basically always have a red box here. So if this was the ratio, whatever this ratio is, you have, you know, you could run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how do you compute the number of things I need to be running to always be reviewing? You have some ratio, 5 minutes. It takes 1 minute to review. If I did this approximately, it's just this time over this time. If I did this right. So what we want to look for is average Devin time and then average review time. And then we'll know the optimal number because it's going to be average Devin time by average review. Then if you take into account noise and stuff like that, I think this is basically going to be accurate. 1/n. It's not 1/n, Dylan. It's average Devin time over average review time. Okay. 1/n. Embarrassed yourself just now. If I've ever hurt anybody's feelings on the stream, I encourage you to talk to Claude about it. I'm sure he will set you straight. Wow, maybe it takes longer than 5 minutes. I think each review is taking me probably like 30 seconds to a minute. So if it's 7, Ooh, that's gonna mean I should be running like 10 of these at the same time. I might need like 10 screens, literally. This is the first use case in my entire life that I've seen for having 10, like, you know, more than one screen. I think more than one screen is usually pretty stupid. I might be able to figure out, like, I don't know, Chrome has tab grouping now. So if I could group tabs so that the GitHub PR opens the thing, I could maybe make it work on one screen. But it's 1 over number of windows percent time. And dude, I'm not trying to compute percent time spent in review. I'm trying to compute how many, the thing to solve for is how many things can I ask Devin to solve at the same time. Sevi, I will something really, really hard, and I am on it. What, are you working on something? What does that mean? I am something. Are you flirting with me? So would you say Devin is a viable alternative for everyday software engineers? I don't know, man. A little beta. We'll find out. I said it could replace first week contributors. If people are new to TS Circuit, if they've only contributed for 1 week, then this is probably like a little bit better than you. I'm sorry. Unless you're actually good at TypeScript. But, you know. But, you know, that's not all of you. Java boys. Somebody wanted me to build Python bindings for the Circuit.json repo, which is a reasonable request because you can, if you have Circuit.json in Python, you can do a bunch of cool stuff. I think they wanted like, I'm not good with programming at all. I don't even know how I got here. Me neither, man. Oh my gosh, this takes so long. I love how it's really struggling. What is going on? I might have to cut this off. Implement symbol definition with dynamic pin labels. Pin 1 following MOSFET pattern. Size component larger than 2x to accommodate segment labels. Test changes by running dev server test format. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. I mean, we knew this was going to be the hardest for Devin. It's got to like open up a browser. Can I see your browser? Oh yeah, look at that. It's opening up the browser and it's opening up its work to see if it looks right. It looks really bad. Look at that. I like how it figured out the SVG URL and made iterations. But wow, look how bad that looks. I mean, to be fair, Sonnet hasn't solved this, so I don't know why I shouldn't have expected Devin to. Also, an important professional use case for multi-monitors is gaming plus Discord. Can't argue with that. Yeah, if you work at a FANG, I think you're... I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but most people will play a game while they're in a meeting. Play a little bit of Call of Duty or whatever. One over n. Take the red box as a percent of the row length. And then the number you need to multiply. See, here's the thing though, Delane. Isn't my algorithm like way simpler than that? You know what I mean? I also realized I can prove that my algorithm is correct. It's not even an algorithm. It's just a formula. But I can prove it's correct in like 5 seconds. Watch this. All right. So we want to know how many reviews we need to be in. You can literally just like, you're just seeing how many of these you can copy, right? To fill this up. But like, I don't know. This isn't a proof, but clearly that over that. It's like kind of obvious. You might be off by 1 in your formula. This is basically how many reviews can you do in the time it takes Devin to do one thing. I don't know. It might be off. This one I might cut off because I don't know. We'll take a look at what it's done visually. Like, keep in mind what it's supposed to do looks like this. It's probably the hardest symbol in the project. But like, you know, I mean, I would never even give that to Sonnet. I'm like expecting it to like solve stuff that even Anthropic can't solve. Add 1 then. I'm not going to add 1 unless I understand it, Lewis. I don't understand why. Like, and I can't verify it. Just like messing around. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Sorry. I'm just like, you had this solution in this PR and you just mucked about. It did this before too, actually. It like had a pretty good solution. Then I commented and was like, "Oh, hey, you're actually supposed to do it this way." I think a lot of my experience with Devin is going to be dependent on how much extra am I paying for all this compute time, because you do pay for every like minute it runs, and I'm running like 3 right now, but it comes out of credits, and you do get some credits for the $500 a month. But like, I don't know. I mean, I could like, it's nice to be able to work from your phone, but this is all a lot. All right, let's add a new issue. We can add something that's hard, but I think is more doable, and I'd actually like to see some creative solutions for. So, I want to create. I mentioned earlier I want to create Python bindings for this. For this circuit JSON thing. And to do that, so that people using Python can feel like they have the right types. But the source code is in TypeScript. Everything is in TypeScript. But it's pretty convertible to Python, I think. I don't see why this couldn't be converted to Python. The thing is it's been a while since I like played with Python. I don't know if it should be a data class or a pydantic. All right. Oh, pydantic. Like a pydantic type. Delivery class base model. Oh boy. Does anybody know Python here? Anybody like Python? I don't know why I said that. You all know Python. Python pros who know the difference between pydantic data classes. Data classes are Python's standard library. I like this API more for pydantic. This is a better API. I like it. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I like it. Data class is analogous to Pojo. The Pojo? Your favorite language? Pydantic is for JSON validation. Plain old Java object. I mean, circuit JSON is literally a library for JSON validation. But the thing I'm not 100% sure about is I'll show you. There's like conversion in here. So like width and height is a length. And so we actually accept either a number or we accept a string like 1 meter or 1 foot. We actually convert units. How can I make it so that there's like a pydantic object and it has a property that represents length and it can take either 1 foot or 1 meter, but it always converts it to meters as a number. Oh, you can use keyword arguments with data classes? Ooh, validator. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. This is going to be such a hard issue. Okay, let's do it. Introduce pydantic. Create a TypeScript script inside the scripts directory, which I think exists. I like to be specific about some stylistic details. Create a TypeScript script inside the scripts directory that reads all the types and creates pydantic types. Write validators that can take strings like 1 foot or 1 meter and convert it into a numeric base unit for whatever for the property. Make sure to also handle enums properly. You will probably want to use take advantage of Zod shapes. I like it. I would never trust a contributor to do this right. This is an issue where I barely trust myself. But I can actually trust Devin a lot because I really care that it keeps to convention. Yo, what up, Rohit? How's it going? How's it going? The problem with pydantic validators is that their typing is weaker as you reference a field by string. Well, now you're scaring me. It can convert types, right? So basically how I think about circuit JSON is it has an input type and an output type. And we actually explicitly specify those. So I guess you're saying Python, they only have the concept of the input type, I think is what you're saying. Is the string. I don't love. Python doesn't have good types. Anybody on Team Python? Get out of here. Devin, please do this issue, and we will start yet another window tracking Devin's issue. Thank you, Zargan, for the help. Oh, Devin is waiting our request on. Let's open up this one. Let's just keep our windows clean here. Okay, so we've got 4 tasks we're doing. We're waiting on these ones. But this one, we have a new PR for, right? Yeah, PR is ready. Fast. Honestly, kind of an easy PR. If I ran this again with Devin, I would expect it to. Oh, please tell me you did it right. You thought for so long and so hard. That's it, baby. What is this? Why would you refactor that? Container center versus container position? Why do you care so much about flipping? Why do you care so much about flipping? Rename? Don't change this. What is the issue, dude? It looks like it also... Don't change this. We don't want to do anything with flipping. Don't change any of this. This is how I always do code reviews, by the way. I'm always enraged. I don't know, maybe it's fixing a bug, but don't do this. Just don't change this file. Not a fan of Devin's workflow. I don't know. It seems fine to me. It's just kind of I'm just really fighting it. It's kind of fun though because with Aider you do have to you have to do a lot of planning. Pydantic supports unions, but if you just want to do unit conversion, you need custom logic during validation, which means a field validator that references a specific field by string. Users won't be affected. It's just a minor thing while you implement the validator. Who says I'm implementing the validator? That's where you're wrong. It hallucinates when you ask it why. It changes random stuff like that, really. All right. Add a test and check that the error was added array. For the test, you'll set placement in addition, manual placements and access. There are some tests that set manual edits on board, which IME, in my experience, agents get extremely path dependent once they start making code changes. I think that's true because they have all their like previous planning in the path and whatnot. Yeah, you almost need to be able to say like reset. Also, I don't know why this bot, we have another bot that's like going off here. I had to add a side to this bot's output so that Devin ignored it because that would throw everything off. It doesn't know to ignore bots. All right. Devin is waiting your response. What was this one? I think this was another easy one. Let's see. Oh, move and camel case manual edit types. Okay. I don't think it did this right. Why did you name it like this? Manual edit. With the schemas. There's no file that's really like this. Also, why are you re-exporting? Why are you exporting this again? Why are you changing the name when you export? Don't change when export. Just name it properly the first time. That's what I call that concept variable transparency, where you don't want to change the variable name. Board props. What is this? You're just going to remove comments? You're going to remove doc strings? You are appearing after a long time on live. Where were you? I was in Taiwan. Yeah, I was legit just in Taiwan. I couldn't stream. At least it would have been like hard because I was like doing Taiwan things, like eating street food. Well, this file is actually redeemable, but like this is not. What the fuck is this? Something went off. Oh, no, what the heck? There's no file that does this. expect types match always has to have true. This is like a type checking thing, and it actually checked that there's an error. It changed it to check that there's an error. I don't know if this one's redeemable. I don't want to do it. This is slop. Sorry, Devin. Bad experience. That was slop. So it's not good at browsing. I don't know. I don't even know what to blame there, because the change wasn't good. I don't know if it browsed because it used some any type. So yeah, just terminate yourself. I don't even know what to say. Disappointed. When people, really there's a different way to do any query where you like, I don't know. I'm not gonna hypothesize too much on how Devin should work, but oof, that hurt me. This one is also taking too long. It's never gonna get this right. Let's look at its browser view and see, because this is the visual task. So let's see if it ever. Okay, so that's what. And it came back and it did that. Yeah, it's safe to say it's never gonna get this. Yeah, man. And I pay for that too. See how many credits I have left. Yeah, I've used 23 agent compute units. I have 220. All right. So we have what? 2 issues running. We just closed 2. Disappointment. Okay. Implement Python unit conversion matching. Okay. Generate pedantic validators. Okay. Verify changes with NPX biome format. Okay. Now I will now proceed with executing the plan. Okay. All right. If you're a tech CEO watching this, you still need me. Well, they don't need you, but yeah. I mean, I agree with the sentiment. I'm just kidding. I think streaming is the only place in my life where I'm allowed to be mean to people, so I take advantage of it. Although I did have like a sitcom moment tonight where I basically bullied a bunch of people. I went to I had a VC party meeting thing. It was an ugly sweater party, so that's why I'm wearing this sweater. And I went to this ugly sweater party, and I saw a bunch of people with sweaters. And this is like completely true and like very like dumb, but I walked up to a group of like 6 people with sweaters and I was like, "Oh, are you guys like at the thing?" And they were like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Ah, you guys are messing around. You're at the ugly sweater party." And they were like, "No, like what? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Ah, good one, guys." I kind of chatted with them for like 2 minutes, and I was like, "But seriously, this is the ugly sweater thing, right?" Like the problem was I was so insistent because I was like, "There's no way that I would do that." What are the chances that 5 people wear sweaters, right? 5 people at this bar or whatever wearing sweaters. I was like, the probability of this is so low. But yeah, no, I just like, and then I just walked away. It's very awkward. That is dead ass true, and I feel terrible about it actually, because they were like laughing, like, but not like chuckle as an embarrassed chuckle. 5 sweaters though. 5 people with sweaters. Yeah, but somebody would wear a jacket or something, and they weren't that ugly. My sweater's not that ugly either, right? It's like okay. So I was like, people are just wearing sweaters. I felt really bad. It was honestly like somebody. It felt like in high school when you dare somebody to do something and then they're an asshole because you dared them. I was like that, but nobody had to dare me. I just did it. Yeah, in San Francisco, I guess. But dude, 5 people. I don't know. 5 people at the same table. I don't know. I don't know. What are the odds? Five people wearing sweaters that were ugly. I'm just kidding. Their sweaters were fine too. I had pretty good luck with windsurf. I haven't asked it to open PRs, but I'm pretty sure it could. I forgot about windsurf. Forgot about windsurf totally. Windsurf is just cursor though. Windsurf is just cursor. I'm gonna go ahead and say like I'm weird on this one because my whole goal is to be able to do it from my phone. Because like even though I'm using the browser for convenience, but this all works from Slack, so it works from my phone. So yeah. I have a lot of like weird small things that I want implemented a lot that I would literally like text a dev. So like it'll be like, oh, you know, we should really support this property. Can you add it to the spec? Stuff like that. Like so for small things. I also like we have 160 repos, so like we do split up repos for like to make small PRs possible. We're like in many ways a perfect candidate for Devin because you can fit basically the whole code context in the window. That's what I do when I develop locally. I put the whole code context in. I hope they're not using Llama or something like that. I hope they're using Sonnet. The pricing of Cursor is better than Windsurf. Is Windsurf expensive? Pretty sure this is cheaper than Cursor. The hell is the Cascade base model? Windsurf is better on large-scale code bases and reasons better. Maybe it provides different context of Sonnet or better prompting. I mean, it is true that Sonnet is kind of a general purpose model. I mean, if you're commenting on the UI, it's like, you know, if they use Sonnet, you know, you're basically getting Sonnet. There's like ways to provide better or worse context. Um, 6 days ago, nobody knows what it is. Podium Premiere. Oh, it's based on Llama 3.1. Oh, but this is the base model. Podium Premiere based on 3.1 405. Yeah, you know, it was $10. Oh, interesting. I probably would have paid for it. But there's so much to do. Llama 405. So they fine-tuned Llama 405. What is that stack? Where the heck is Llama? Llama dash. Oh, there's a 405 right up there. Is that 63? 63.9 versus Sonnet's 84.2. I don't know. I don't know if you can fine tune the model all the way up to Sonnet. I actually was like, I think I used Codium like really, really early on. I used tab 9, which was one of the first AI autocompletes. But like the day Copilot came out, I basically, you know, I was using them for years because I think they own tab 9. Am I wrong? Tab 9. Who owns you? I guess it was 6 years ago. Tab 9 was created by one guy who wrote a Rust AI autocomplete that was better than like anything for 3 years. But then the day Copilot came out and people switched to large language models, it got immediately destroyed. Why do I feel like we had 3 issues going? Are we really only doing 2? Oh my gosh, are we still doing that? Oh yeah, I told it to change everything. Oh, okay. And then is this the new one? This is the Python generator one. Yeah, I guess we could find a 3rd issue. Huh, it's kind of mobile friendly. Do you see that? I think I just yoinked the side of that. I don't even know how I did that. You yoinked this way? How the F did I yoink it? I just yoinked the side of this. How did I do that? That's crazy. That's such an extra feature. Bro, Devin is going to take forever. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I got to get my money's worth, man. Oh. Pretty sure that can be closed. We could try this one. Kind of got this problem where the manual edits file, wasn't able to port that to props. I'm going to try not to do anything manually just because, you know, I'm more interested in just playing with Devin right now. But if I did some things manually, it would really help it out. Not read properties of undefined and get port selector. Was somebody at a PR for this? I don't even know if I understand this. Improved error message cannot read properties of undefined. Still there. I don't know. I apparently didn't like 3 weeks ago. I didn't like whatever. Oh yeah. That's not the right solution. Yeah. It's wrong repo. All right. We'll try this one on Devin. So, instead of giving it a link to snippet code, I'm gonna give it all the code. It's gonna say reprint. Yeah. Make sure to create a reproduction, but don't import snippets for the production. Just use a resistor or something. Devin will sometimes use other AI tools it finds online to do its work. Whatever gets the job done. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think there's a huge space for like LLMs aren't good at certain things. So like there's a pretty like if you build tools that LLMs can use, I think that's like a pretty good market. I think that's a really good market to enter right now. Everybody will say it's obvious in the future. So it's a good market to enter. Yeah, like yeah, I mean like just like tools, right? Like pull docs and stuff like that. I think like Devin, they have a lot of built-ins, right? But if you made a tool that was really good at one particular thing, like I don't know, get the price of some description, something like that, I don't know, then like I think AI companies would just buy that instead of implementing their own tools. Like if you did really good doc discovery or whatever. Imagine if it took that long and didn't do it correctly. Well, the one it spent the longest on, 30 minutes, it didn't do it properly. So like we're already living in that. I should figure out what the equivalent of what I've spent now is, because I don't know how much those compute units cost. I'll find that in a second. Do this issue. Okay, so we're gonna have it do this issue too. So we'll open this up. We got a new issue stacked. Okay, so 3 issues running, and then Wolfram Alpha. That's a good thing to use as well. Yeah, if it can just use Wolfram Alpha, that's good for like, I don't know, or Arvix summaries. That'd be a good, if you convert everything on Arvix to Markdown in advance. PDFs take time to process, so if you just have like cached, because then it could do algorithms, because Arvix white papers are algorithms. I had a little bit of a plan, but I'm totally blank. Got 3 issues going. Is that all we're up to? But another. Claude is bringing something better than Devin. You know, maybe. Devin is done pretty well. I almost feel like it's the LLMs that need to get better. It's doing okay. Wasn't Devin based on... Oh, I was going to find the cost. How much have the tokens I've used? I've basically got... For all this time I've spent, I've gotten 2 really easy PRs. So this is definitely not like better than me just doing it myself, for sure. If I'm on my phone, it would have been the only way to do it. So that's good. Let's find out how much this costs though. So usage and limits. So I use 26. If I want to purchase more, oh my gosh, it's $2 per ACU. So I spent 40, 50, $2. Devin versus Ader, who's better? Devin can work with... Devin has a browser and it can do like slightly more. So it's like Ader is going to be better if you're working locally and you want things done fast. Like Ader is still going to be my code buddy, but yeah, they've kind of been saying this about Devin. It's like something you just put in the background. Devin is waiting my response. Okay. So it created a test, which is the main thing I wanted. I was like, don't like stop your changes. You already fixed it. Stop making changes all over the place. And then I said, write a test. Let's see how it did. Oh, it added so much to this. Maybe these are from the test though. Let's see if it's reasonable. Only emit an error for non-primitive components and only once per component. $52. That's costly for an hour of work. Yeah, you don't have to wait, but but keep in mind, I did have to give it feedback. So like, you have to add up my review time and also the context switch. Why is it still doing this? I'm probably going to scrap this. Let's see if the test is good, though. Sometimes I can steal the test. The test is good. All right. I don't know why it did this. I just don't know why it did this. Which library is that composed from? It's from a library called Transformation Matrix. It's actually one of my favorite NPM modules, and it is for affine transformations. It is not a functional programming thing. Wishing you luck, my friend. Heart. Thanks, Delon. Appreciate you stopping in. Now, go to sleep and have sweet, sweet dreams. You spent more... Oh, wow, I missed a lot of messages here. You spent more than the bounties for the closed issues. That's true. That's true. I stole those bounties for essentially no reason. I prefer DP, dysfunctional programming. You know, me too. It's hard to believe our jobs are slowly morphing into just yelling at LLMs and knowing when we're lied to. We're professional gaslight detectors. This is a weird way to do. This is a legacy way of doing this. So I must have gotten the wrong reference text. I'm going to fix those. What do we have? This guy's still going. This guy is just beginning, really. So I'm just going to fix this issue. You know, with a contributor, I can't just shamelessly steal their code, though. So that's, oops. That's going to be a nice aspect of what I'm about to do. I'm going to take what it did that was right. The new programming language is English, Carpathy. AI will make us all dumb. I think the opposite is true. I think AI will make us much, much smarter. Because you'll spend less time on incorrect stuff. Boo boo. LLMs leaning more on their training instead of retrieval is really problematic if you're trying to use new library features. Was a big problem when trying to make bump gen. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah, like it doesn't understand TS circuit that well. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Correctamundo. You know, I have a whole doc on writing tests, and it basically followed that doc. It was something I would recommend for anybody who uses Aider or Devin is to have a docs directory that explains how to do things, and it can be human readable. If I don't have to spend a week fighting with Jenkins pipelines ever again, praise the LLM gods. Well, that's what Sevi's doing right now. I don't know if, you know, it's basically getting CI. It's basically fighting CI for me, but the problem is when it's fighting CI, that's when it does all the crazy stuff because it fixes the errors from CI pretty incorrectly. So probably like that's an area of improvement for the underlying foundation model is like we need to train it on what do you do when you see this type error. And it makes sense that there's not a huge data set of that. Right? Because how many people are going on forums and asking, oh, how do I fix this when it's a domain, like if it's an easy type issue, they're just going to solve it. And if it's a domain specific type issue, you know, so you really need it in the context of all these files. So so Devin will basically improve when somebody realizes that this is important. Where do you create this test? I do like the names it's giving to these tests. Pretty good name. One thing I tend to like about Aider and LLMs working on your code base is if you give them enough context, they actually do follow convention relatively well. It's not always true, but so we're gonna not use the legacy method. Hopefully that works. Okay. So this test is good. We liked this. I would dump the type definitions of dependencies into the context when fixing type errors programmatically. So we actually do that. You open up the docs directory and you click on like circuit.json PCB overview. You're going to laugh. That's literally exactly what we do. all of the type definitions are in the docs directory so that it doesn't have to pull any other repos or anything like that. Probably a stupid question, but how does this compare to Cursor, Bolt, and Windsurf? I think to get the best answer for that, you would just have to scroll back to the first 10 minutes of the stream and watch me comment for the next 50 plus minutes how I haven't used anything except Cursor prior to this, but like absentmindedly commenting on Bolt and Windsurf. So basically, I don't know. I don't spend all my time testing every IDE. I just do, I don't know. Maybe I should have waited for more reviews before doing out Devin, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I have a meeting with somebody on the team Friday. So it's a good question, Caden. It's a good question. We're not mad at you. We're not mad at you. We're mad, but now we're not mad at you. It's subtle. Why did it import that? I don't think I needed to import any of those. It didn't need to do a lot. It doesn't need to do a lot of these. All right, let's copy over the rest of the code that I like. So all of that was terrible. I have no idea why I did that. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I actually don't even like this version of it. I think it did a better version earlier. This is kind of cool though that it added this to the docs so that I don't have to bring over the docs manually. Line 220, it added this. I like that. I'm not mad about it. I started with Cursor and built a full app in 2 hours, but ran into issues when trying to deploy live. Tried Bolt 3 hours ago and got the same thing running, but ran out of creds as soon as I was about. Should have waited for more reviews. Brother, you are the reviews we're waiting on. Well, thanks, I guess. To deploy to Netlify. Netlify. I've never used Netlify, but I've heard okay things. I'm a Vercel boy. I'm a Vercel and Fly guy, which is like I feel like maybe not the most popular combo. Because Fly doesn't have that bad of a DX. So like it's weird to use Vercel, but I like Vercel. I think Vercel does the easiest possible UX. Like they actually optimize it, where Fly, it like has other things on their mind, like scaling up without having downtime. Sevi, have you tried Svelte? No. I am a passionate React supporter because React has multiple targets, and Svelte is maybe starting to work on multiple targets, but like obviously TS Circuit is React for electronics. So I've picked my cult, my camp, and it makes no sense to be in both. Vercel Master Race checking it. Jeez. Wow. Wow. You said it. You said it. I'm going to see if I can get its better commit. I don't know if I'll be able to, though. Let's see. I think it tried to do what I suggested. This looks like it tried to do what I suggested, but maybe didn't revert properly. And then... where's the... oh, I need to look at the... how do I do that? I want to look at the code base. Let's just... yeah, there we go. If... that's what I want. Emit error. Yeah. This is good. I liked this part of the code. Oh, you know what? I get why it did everything it did now. This is like a utility function. You can't insert errors inside this function. This is the wrong place to insert an error. I should throw a lint error. I think if you take the time to do lots and lots of linting, you not only help juniors, but you also can like help AI. Oh, wow. By trying to do this, I've gained new understanding. So this error, this code is great, but kind of like the wrong point in time to insert an error. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting, sir. So how TS circuit works is it runs a series of render functions. Oh my gosh, so many people asking me the same questions. Well, me too. Fly is really good. You can use Dockerfile with Fly. Yes. Fly is great. Do you have any tips for deploying your apps to live service using Cursor AI? Don't use Cursor AI for deployment. Like, it's not for that. It can help you write your configs. Also, maybe just deploy to Vercel. Your app can probably deploy to Vercel, and if it can't, then maybe redesign your app, rethink it. Feels like even with state-of-the-art chain of thought and retrieval mechanisms like Devin, it's really hard not to degrade performance with hallucination. Some of these changes don't seem much better than one shot with good context. I totally agree. Good one shot is better than almost anything else. If you give Aider enough context, it's amazing. Wow, we just got the Python pull request. That's going to be the most interesting Devin pull request we review today. 17 watching right now. I guess this is the highest watching you got ever. Yeah, it probably is. Sad life. No, I during COVID, I think I got like 60 or 90 or something because I got rated by somebody. Somebody bestowed it upon me. I expect good things from the Python translation. I think it'd be pretty straightforward. I think it's straightforward for sure. I think it's also like a lot of code, so that's what gets me worried. I guess I'll hold off on fixing this error. Let's look at the Python. It's just too juicy. It's too juicy to ignore. I mean, this is intense. Like, this project had no Python, and all 17 are wearing sweaters. Ha. 3K lines. My only issue with Vercel is that text Twitter seem to be getting ridiculous bills. I don't know, man. I've paid Vercel over like $150,000, but not by accident. Like, just with normal scaling. I think just don't do anything dumb with it. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Deployment is a skill, so just like get good at it. You can spend a lot of money on any auto scaling platform or any auto scaling thing, right? Nothing's gonna protect you. I mean, arguably Fly has pretty good protections though. It's pretty hard to get overcharged on Fly. I'll give you that. Yeah, Vercel is pretty friggin' easy, you know. All right, so this is the script it wrote. It's mapping JavaScript types into Python types. It maps pretty correctly, I think. Okay. Field type mappings. X is a float. I don't know about these. I don't know if I would do... These are already looking really rough. These are looking really rough. Yeah, because the types are it's not like you want to convert every X coordinate into this or whatever. It's like there are very specific unit types that need special handling. It generated output. Oh, no. It's so wrong. Oh, no. This one is the closest. This one is the closest. Did it not look at the output? Any soup element. Any soup element. Oh, you know what these are? These are unions. So you said Pydantic can't do unions, right? Maybe I think that's actually okay. I don't really care. But look, it's any casting literally everything. This makes no sense. Get mismatched props is a utility type. Okay, inferred PCB board. Width and height are a float. I like that. Center is supposed to be a point, but it's any. Num layers, any. It's supposed to be an int. With SI unit converter. Undefined isn't a keyword in Python. None is, right? Do you see undefined somewhere? Yeah, none and null. Well, I like how it wrote this. I mean, this part's clean. And this part is fine. Like this is correct. Really? It did undefined in Python? Did it define undefined? It might be trying to, I don't. Oh man. I don't know, man. You know what else is interesting? Is it like, what is this? It could have just imported the TypeScript file because we're using bun. I don't know if it knew it could do that. Oh man, this would be so cool if it could write it. Maybe I'll give it a head start and we'll see if it can get further. I mean, is this technically correct? Like some of it is like, it would technically be workable because it's all anycast. But we don't even know. We don't know if the Python compiles. The file names are really bad. Look how much code it wrote, though. That's an insane... Oh, no. This is generated. So that's not even a big deal. Let's check out this unit conversion. I think it tried to convert, like, translate this file exactly, which is pretty insane. Without tests, though, this is kind of useless. It also put a tsconfig in the Pydantic generator directory. That's interesting. Well, maybe I will reference this when I do the actual work. Because that's it's not great. We're gonna terminate. I know I could leave comments and like, but not close enough. Not close enough. I'm a little disappointed on that one. All right, let's see. What is this? Port selector undefined error. It looks like they tried to handle the types very formally correct or something. And as a result, it is extremely unreadable code. Converting Zod rules into Python validators programmatically is going to be kind of hard. Might be easier to ask the AI to do it every time. Like literally like, hey, look at the diff of this last PR and then update the Python types. I agree with that. I don't think it's that hard, though. Let me think. So you're saying converting Zod to Pydantic. I wonder if there's already somebody who's done this. Pydantic to Zod. Like the opposite direction. That's also easier because you're converting dumb to smart. Or uncapable to capable. Converting Zod rules into Python validators programmatically is going to be kind of hard. Instead of writing a generator, yes, there is through JSON schema. I've done it. Oh, you go through JSON schema? Okay, so basically what you're saying is I use JSON schema. I don't know. Seems hacky. Yeah. No, the types I'm not worried about. The types are easy. The types are really easy. I bet I could one-shot this with Claude. With if I don't have to do validators, I think I could one-shot it with Claude. Because I have all the interfaces. I was showing you earlier. I have all the interfaces in a file. So I'm pretty sure I could one-shot it with Claude. The whole point of Devin is it's supposed to be able to do really complex things by like shifting its focus. Right? I don't know. IMO. Oh, I guess this one, I reviewed it a little bit early. It's still failing CI. So we'll wait for it to distort itself from CI. I don't know, man. Just like Cody's getting a little bit convoluted. Like this, I don't know. Just convoluted. I don't know why it did that. Okay, gotta go. Thanks so much for having this stream. Now I believe my coding skill is greater than Devin. Well, don't sell Devin short. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, let's see. What do we still have running? So it's fixing some issues here. Do we have any other Devin tasks? Or we got 2 pretty easy PRs out of Devin. That's where we're currently at. Devin is awaiting my response. Which one is this? This is the Python one, yeah. Manual placement. I don't know what's still running. Do they have a way to... I guess they show me in this sidebar here what's running. So I guess I told this one to sleep. And this one I decided to do myself. So, oh, you can start a duplicate session. That's kind of cool. What does evaluate this session? What does that mean? Automation. Automation. Playbook auto-generated. Input GitHub issue. I guess it has an automation when you paste a GitHub URL. All right, so that's not really running. So this is the only one left. And it fixed the CI. Nah, this is the one I want to read it. All right. All right, I think we're KO. How many things did we try? I think we tried like 10 issues. Try to go out on a win. I'm going to do like one. I'm going to try to get Devin 1 win. Oh no, this one's still going. Wait a second. Is this view not accurate? What is this view? Okay, so that view was not accurate before. If it has a blue dot, I think it's running. Yeah, it's already like, I can already tell it's like way, way off. It just like, it broke the code and it couldn't figure out that it broke the code. It needs to look at its old stuff. Have it generate a non-functional Spotify clone. It's really good at that. Yeah, exactly, right? The UI and whatever. I'm gonna cut it off from this one too. I don't think it's just going it did get a test passing. It's kind of cool that you can see what it's doing though. I do like that. Just look at its terminal. It's like looking over the shoulder of a dev, seeing how dumb they are. Let's try to give it a win. But it's got to be a real issue. Is this not fixed? This isn't fixed. All right. Devin, please do this issue. As the context gets huge, it starts to not understand that it broke something because it's looking back at its entire history. Yeah, that sounds right. Also had that problem with bump gen. I give the aider so much context though. I literally like half the time I fill the context window. I give it at least 30,000, I would say. My average aider query. And I don't have as many of these issues. And I don't know if it's because I'm telling it to do really specific things. Basically, I think like they're diluting Sonnet a little bit with whatever commands. Like with I think they get worse as you give them like agentic options. So yeah. I don't know if they're going to improve super rapidly too. So we'll see. I mean, again, I'm talking to them Friday. So like, I don't know. We'll talk about it. Real time live. What do you mean? This is real time. Yes. You can tell from the clock. Does Devin do multi-step chain of thought reasoning, or does it? I think it does because it says thinking, but it might just be generating a plan. OpenAI's. Oh, I should get this started. Hold on. Please do this issue. Create a test first. That's maybe what I would tell a junior engineer. Aider has a mode called Architect, which will do chain of thought. So you got to do -- architect to get Aider to do that. This is going to be our last Devin attempt. It should be able to get this one. I think I've turned off everything else. Given up on it. I guess I haven't turned off this one. Thought am I crazy? I've updated. I guess we wanted to see how crazy it would get. Yeah, this is gonna be my last look at this guy because they just keep getting crazy. It's like not that hard of an issue. They're like they're changing the world for this. Changing the world. They need to step back, say, hey, how much do I really need to change here? That's why I told it to do the test first. Maybe if I tell it to do the test first, it'll be okay. I don't know. Maybe you need all of this, but like, I really, really doubt it. Could not find port for selector. Could not find component for selector or port for selector. That's okay. That error is not bad. I don't know. Like this, like could be correct, but I'm not sold. I wonder if I think when I close, it doesn't terminate, which I don't love, because like I'm spending my credits when it doesn't terminate. So yeah, this is gonna be the last one that we give it a go for Devin, because I've accumulated a backlog of things I want to do from watching it mess up. So like I have like draft changes that I literally want to do now. It's not even it's honestly not even the most important thing for me to work on. So because I picked easy issues. So these are issues I intentionally don't do because a contributor can pick them up. Have you tried to test where the AI just vibe checks the output? Not necessarily testing AI itself, but using it for assertions. Oh, like a snapshot test? Yeah, Bun has inline snapshots now, which I think is a really, really, really big deal. I think that's probably that feature is crazy. Inline snapshots. So that would definitely be something to test. Yeah. So it's opening different files in the editor. It's trying to figure out what's going on. It opened a browser. Oh, it went to the snippet. This is probably confusing it more than helping it. It went to the website. And it didn't do anything. It just looked at it. It was like, oh, okay. So how this draggy thing works is you can drag it to see what Devin did in time. We drag this back and forth. But it's kind of hard to make sense of. I feel like they need to animate it, like animate the terminal or something. It's hard for me to make sense of what happened. I wonder if they purge stuff from memory if it's deemed useless. Good question. They might be using like Gemini to get a really, really long context. Because Gemini is pretty cheap and it's a pretty long context. So they could say, oh, we don't need to prune. Like the screenshot of the webpage. Yeah, I hope so. Because that's just going to cause nonsense. I wonder if that's something that they train with, is if they just do like random noise injection and make sure it doesn't mess anything up. I guess they kind of do. That's like needle in the haystack. I don't even think it has a plan yet. It just takes so long. It's still trying to figure out the plan for this one. To be fair, the plan is the hardest part for this. I don't know how to fix this one. I know it's not hard. It's the nature of the problem, but I don't know how to fix it. I don't know. I don't really want to start anything else, but let's take a look. What other repos do I have that it could even feasibly contribute to? So snippets is our most popular repo for contributors. There's probably some easy ones here. We got to do the thing where we add it to Devin, though. Got to, like, get acquainted. Library. Workspace? Ugh. Snippets. Could not paste a URL in there. Right. So it's got to start a machine. You're going to need semantic search on your GitHub repos for AIs to use. Yeah. Probably. Yeah, it should really load in all the repos, you know? I think, you know, there's a lot of monorepo shops, but the multi-repo shops are easier for AI because there's like natural dependency graphs and stuff like that. You can get dependency graphs out of monorepos, but they're not as clean. There's not as clean boundaries. Basically what I'm saying is think about the little guys, specifically the multi-repos and how little they are. Okay, I'm just like idling, setting stuff up with Devin. Still thinking about the test, but he did take my advice and build a test first. Hopefully guide it, make it less of an idiot. Also, sorry to Devin people. I do respect this work. I tried to build an Aider contributor that did issues, and this is better than my Aider contributor. So you've won, all right? So just I'm being bitter. I'm just thinking about the Devin guys possibly like looking for, you know, I don't know how many customers they got first day. They probably got like 100. Imagine if you get 100 customers on day one, you get to say you have $600,000 ARR increase. That's a good end of year update. I'm not gonna run the test this time. See if it still figures out. Yeah, it still figured out everything, so I don't think you need to run those to get to work. Wonder what infrastructure it's using to run all these VS Code instances. That's like half the battle. That's more than half the battle. That's probably 90% of the work they had to do. I don't think the prompt stuff is as hard as getting all that VS Code stuff to work. When I was looking at OSS agents 9 months ago, they were all doing naive chunking and embedding search of code bases. I assume it's better now. Yeah, there's a lot of people working on that problem. So I would hope, but it would be just that, hope. Oh my gosh, how are you running this test? Why is it taking so long? It's done. What are you waiting on? What is going on? It's done. Look at this too. What's all this? Are you feeding that in? Get log since 1 month ago. Get log since 1 month ago. Grab for plated hole. You're looking for changes to plated hole. Does it look up commits to try to get to try to get like reference implementation details. Shit, I guess my commit messages actually matter. You should be able to run a Devin VM locally. I bet they try to collect margin on the remote worker stuff. Oh yeah, that's where all the margin is. That's what you pay for. What you pay for. I mean, I'm fine with it, if I'm going to be honest. I don't care where you collect margin as long as you do a good job. Or whatever your preference is. It's way easier to not have to worry about people's weird system issues. Even if you're in a VM, like people's systems slow down and they like suspend their computer and all that dumb stuff. I think web containers is a really good approach though, to be clear. I think it's a good approach, but I wouldn't use it for long running 20-minute tasks or whatever. Remote workers are really slow if they're building and running tasks. Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. I wish I could see what it's editing. Oh, can I do that? If I scroll through this? Can I see what it edited? It opened a file. I don't think it edited it, though. Look at this, too. So, as you scroll through this, I guess you can see what it was doing. Oh, I get it. I have tabs up here. What is this? View global work diff. Oh, interesting. But then I can't scroll through time. Download. Expand editor. Yeah, this is tough because when I'm viewing the global work diff, I can't, I can jump to the latest, but I can't kind of scroll through time to see how each change came through. Or maybe I can, but it's only made one change. Yeah, it just takes a while. Like, I might use this in the background for small. Once I know what it can do, I'll use it for those things. Right now, the only thing it's been able to do is do essentially like tiny edits and format the code properly. And like for those issues, sometimes I do them directly in GitHub. But I would say it can do things that are, you know, I don't want to have to deal with the testing and the fixing of types and stuff. So I don't know. But $500 a month is steep if that's all you can do. I don't mean to be too negative. Like, I bet they'll improve the technology. I'm gonna talk to them and be like, yeah. I mean, this is like, I mean, I don't know. We ran a pretty good suite. We've been doing this. How long has this stream been going on? Like 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours, 20 minutes. We did a pretty solid test. I saw some people do like quick reviews and they gave their takes and it was like summarized, but I didn't have a really good feel for it. I do like that I might be able to do stuff from my phone. I'm happy about that. But, you know, for $500 a month, like maybe if I was traveling, I don't know, guys. If you look at everybody else in the industry, they're priced so reasonably. So what are you doing? Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. What is this? Oh, actually, it's just the test file, so maybe I don't care. Seems weird, though. It's maybe not terrible. I don't care if tests are weird. I just care if, like, the code that people have to read. Because the cool thing about tests is nobody actually has to ever read your test. As long as it's, like, you know, you're preventing a regression. So I don't really care about it. I don't like it when people turn their test suites into its own software code base. I'm very anti that. Your test has to be like self-contained, like one file. Don't import other files. Maybe you can import like one thing, but you should keep the depth of your imports extreme. Oh, we never do this. Why are you doing that? Ah, that's a huge snapshot that you're matching. Does it even know how to update snapshots with bun? It's fighting itself. It's fighting itself. I don't know if this one was that hard. It's, oh man. You got to run it with the updated snapshot. You have to tell it that you want to update your snapshot. That's your snapshot, right? I should ban snapshot testing. Have I tried any of the AI code review tools? I did hear about some, but I haven't tried them yet. But I would. I totally would. Especially if they were like, yeah, because I think it should be easier to do code reviews, right? Than write PRs from scratch. Yeah, I would use an AI code review for sure. I review a lot of bad PRs. No offense, contributors, but to work on your PRs a little bit. Have some class. Take pride in your work. All right. It doesn't know how to update a snapshot, so I'm going to call this dead in the water. Let's, can I even look at its implementation? View global work diff. It literally hasn't even started the implementation. It got caught in the snapshot. All right. Wow. I don't know how to terminate this. Used by this UI. I have to terminate it or else I'm going to pay a bunch of money. Terminate. All right. That was fun. I have a lot of, yeah, Devin should call Aider, and it might. I mean, if you give enough bad context to Aider or irrelevant context, it might, like if you give it images, maybe it does bad things. I'm skeptical of that though. I think Aider is probably not in use based on what I'm seeing. But with the Aider, you can actually give it a flag to show you all of what it's loaded into context. Aider keeps no secrets, so you can replicate Aider fairly easily. You know, as far as how it constructs context. I think it's just, I don't know. And you know, like, I don't know if they're using Sonnet, right? Aider is fully open source. Yeah, I've instrumented Aider, so you can also call Aider as a library. Yeah, especially if your base is Python. My base is JavaScript, so it was kind of hard to call Aider as a library, but you can still do it. Oh, my camera died. Well, let me see if I can turn on my really, really bad camera. Nice. All right. I'm not gonna fix this. This is just how I look now. So that was fun. I think we learned things. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask an AI to summarize this video and try to come up with a blog post and like a list of complaints or something. Maybe I'll give it timestamps so the Devin team can look at it. Hey guys, look. If Devin people are watching this in the future, I like it. I mean, I like the UI is acceptable. It's pretty good. I think conceptually the UI is there, but what's going on? Got a bunch of nonsense code. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you did, if you like TS Circuit, go to blog.tscircuit.com and give it that subaroo, you know, or give me a star, you know, github.com/tscircuit/tscircuit, or just Google GitHub TS Circuit. 560. I look like a scrub with that many stars.